Here's a sofa that I took in recently that needs to be repaired. This is a fairly new sofa, as you can kind of tell by the styling. What I've done at this point is I have partially removed the dust cover, and you can see that this sofa uses zigzag springs, and what has given way on this sofa is right across the front, this frame member. You can see how that has totally bowed in, not just in the center but also on the sides. If you can kind of give you a view there, that has come in as well. This really bad section here is a piece of plywood. It's actually the whole sofa, as you can see, is manufactured from plywood everywhere. And this plywood here, as I can feel in there, it feels like it's almost like it's delaminated. Right there's a major split. So I'm going to continue to take this apart, and I'll show you how I'm going to repair this sofa and just how extensive the damage is when I get this upholstery fabric removed. See the extent of the damage right in this area, and somewhat here, not quite so bad here, but definitely here. What I'm going to have to do is take the springs off to relieve pressure on this. Now the springs, these are the clips that hold your springs on. Right there, you can see how that works. So what I have to do is I have to lift the spring out and then over that clip. Sometimes it goes pretty well, and sometimes they can be quite a bear. Before I take the springs off, I'm going to remove this piece of wood here. This looks like the only piece of hardwood on the whole thing. This is kind of a makeshift edge roll, I guess. So I'll get to work on getting that off. Special tool for taking these springs off, which makes this job a lot easier. This can be kind of dangerous in some places. Now these clips that hold these zigzag springs on, they just have little barbs on them, and they just bite into the wood. There's no real attaching method other than that for them, and they have little plastic coating on the hooks here that helps to stop the spring from squeaking. These are prone to breakage. In fact, these break quite regularly. I could just wiggle this and pull that right off, but I gotta figure out just what I want to do. I could replace this whole board. As you can see, it's just stapled onto plywood. It's actually a pretty thick piece of plywood. It's about a 1-inch thick ply. It looks rugged, but unfortunately it's not rugged enough. This is a very common construction method of this type of furniture that you find in your average furniture store. I could also go right over this with another piece of wood and just glue it and screw it right onto here, but they don't want to put a lot of money into this piece, obviously, because it's not really worth a whole lot, so I gotta decide just what I'm gonna do. I decided to replace this piece of plywood with this piece of hardwood. I went and I cut this out in the shop. This is a piece of ash. Kind of nice for this kind of work, but I normally like to use a soft maple, but I didn't have any at the moment, so I had this. This will work really well. And what I'll do is I'll have to cut this up, pull out these staples, whatever, pull this piece out, and we'll put this new one in. I will put a little bit of glue on these plywood pieces. It's all end grain, so it's not really gonna probably make a whole lot of difference, but it'll help some. Now that all the clips are in place, and you can see where I set the screws, 2 screws seem to be enough to hold pretty well. Now I can put the, well, what they use in place of an edge roll back on there, and then we can put the upholstery back on.